Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Yeah. So I think in the last class we just started with the module three. So I was just started with what are the concepts that we will going to discuss in module three, and also I just started with one important method, what we call it as the gradient methods of optimization techniques, right? So in that case, I think we discussed one important method called steepest descent method. So which is also called as the Cauchy's method. So I will just revise the steps what is involved in Cauchy's method, and later I will going to take it for one problem with Cauchy. Right. So basically, in a steepest descent method, so the we have to use the negative of the gradient vector. Okay, so which can be used as for the minimization was first was introduced by Mr. Cauchy. And in this method, so we start from with an initial trial point x1, and iteratively we move along the steepest descent directions until we reach the optimum point. Okay, so it has five steps. I think I just discussed these things in the last class. So I will just revise these things before, because many of the students were not there in the last class, because the method is very important from the examination point of view. Let me just revise the steps what we are having in Cauchy's method. Okay. So in the Cauchy's method, so we start with an arbitrary initial point x1, and iteration, and it will be set as an iteration number one. and we're going to set it as I is equal to 1. And then we will start finding the search directions. So search directions is denoted by S suffix I, and this S suffix I will be represented in the form of a negative of a gradient of a function. Okay, negative of a gradient of a function. So gradient f of I, which also can be written as gradient of f of xi. That is the second step. So by making use of this step, so we will going to find out what is the search direction, and we will going to assign it as an S suffix I. Okay, and the later part in the third step, so we move on to the determine the optimal step length, so which we represent it as delta I star, and that optimal step length we're going to get it in the form the direction of Si, and we will going to set xi plus 1. So that is the next search direction. So in the form of xi plus 1, that is it is xi plus 1, which is equal to xi plus xi star into Si. So this is how we will going to move for the finding out the optimal step length delta I star. Okay. So once you get this delta I star, next we move on to the new point xi plus 1 for optimality, and we're going to check the whether the new point xi plus 1 attains the optimality conditions or not. If the new set point or new point xi plus 1 is optimum, then we can stop the process. Otherwise, we have to go to the step number 5. Okay. So what step number 5 says is here is set the new iteration number I is equal to I plus 1 and go to the step number 2. In the sense, we had to set the iteration number as I is equal to I plus 1, and then we had to move to the step number 2. So in the step number 2, again, we had to set the new direction taking I is equal to I plus 1, and the process will start repeating. So this is an iterative process unless we find the new point satisfies the optimality condition. Okay, once the optimality satisfies, then you can stop the process and you can get the values for the new point as an xii plus 1, and that will be the optimal points for us. So this is what the steps which are involved in steepest descent method or Cauchy's method. Okay. So in the last class, I just started with the one problem also. I started with one simple problem. We'll just show that. Yeah, this is the problem what I was just discussed in the last class. So here we have minimize f of x1 comma x2, which is equal to x1 minus x2 plus 2x1 square plus 2 into x1 into x2 plus 2x2 square into plus x2 square, starting from the point x1 is equal to 0, 0. It is a vector matrix using the steepest descent method. So this is the problem statement. In the sense, we need to minimize the function, which is a function of two variables, x1 and x2. So the function is given as x1 minus x2 plus 2x1 square plus 2x1 x2 plus x2 square. So it is consisting of two variables, x1 and x2, and we need to minimize this function starting from the point x1 as 0, 0 using steepest descent method. So this is a problem for 10 marks in your examination. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So in the iteration 1, what we do, so we are going to set I is equal to 1 for this, and then we will going to determine what is the gradient of that matrix. We will going to find
Gradient.
gradient. So we need to find out. Can you hear me, students?
Yes, sir.
So we are finding the function they have given, and we are finding out what is the gradient of the function f. So the gradient of the function f, so we have, it is a two variables function. So the gradient of the function will have the two elements in the matrix. One is the partial derivative of x with respect to x1 and the derivative with respect to x2. So now differentiating the function f of x with respect to x1 first, and we will going to get 1 plus 4x1 plus 2x2. Similarly, the same function is differentiated with respect to x2. So you will going to get minus 1 plus 3x1 plus 2x2. So this is how you will go into first find out the gradient of f. This is the first step what you will going to do, finding out the gradient of a function f. So if you have two variables, you will have two elements in a gradient matrix. And if you have three, you will have a three. Like that, you will have a column vector here. So first find out what is the gradient of a function f. So now this gradient of a function will be calculated for the starting point x1, which will be considered as a 0. So in this case, x1 will be taken as 0 and x2 will be taken as 0. And we will going to find it out the gradient of a matrix or a gradient of a function at the starting point x1. So this can be determined by just substituting the value of x1 is equal to 0 as well as x2 is equal to 0 in the gradient vector. Okay. So when you're substituting x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0 in this gradient vector, the resulting gradient vector at the starting point, which is a gradient of f of x1, is equal to 1 minus 1. This is the gradient of a function at the starting point x1 what you are going to get, right? Now this gradient of a vector, the negative of this gradient of a vector, we will going to take it as the search direction. So first search direction would be the negative of the gradient of a vector or a gradient of a function at the starting point x1. So what is the negative of this gradient of a function is s1 is equal to minus of gradient of f1, which is equal to minus 1, 1. So means we're going to multiplying the minus to this vector matrix. So you're going to get minus 1, 1. So now to find out the x2, the next point, the new point. So before we move to the next point x2, we need to find out the optimal step length lambda 1 star. So how to get this lambda 1 star? For this, we need to minimize the function x1 plus lambda 1 into s1. Okay, so means x1 is 0, 0, okay, plus lambda 1 into s1. s1 is minus 1, 1. So when you write all these things in the form x1 as 0, 0 plus lambda 1 into minus 1, 1, then the resulting equation will be function f of will be minus lambda 1 comma lambda 1. This is what you will going to find it out. Okay. So substituting this minus lambda 1 and lambda 1 in this expression, that is f of x. So you will going to get the resulting equation as lambda 1 square minus 2 lambda 1. So please follow this step. It's very important step because it is an iterative process. So once you understand the iteration 1 and 2, rest of things we can easily do. Okay. So minus lambda 1 and lambda 1. See, this you are getting by just substituting this minus lambda 1 as x1 and lambda 1 as plus lambda 1 in x2. So when you substitute this minus lambda 1 and lambda 1 in f of x, the resulting equation will be lambda 1 square minus 2 lambda 1. So now this equation will be differentiated with respect to x1 and we will go into equate it into 0. So when you differentiate this lambda 1 square minus 2 lambda 1 with respect to lambda 1 and equate it into 0. So when you differentiate this, what you are going to get? So 2 lambda 1 minus 2. So 2 lambda 1 minus 2, which is equal to 0. So from that, you can get what is that lambda 1. So that lambda 1 will be considered as lambda 1 star. So 2 lambda 1 is minus 2 is equal to 0 means lambda 1, you will going to get it as 1. So therefore, the step length, the optimal step length, lambda 1 star is equal to 1. We obtain the optimal step length as lambda 1 is equal to 1. I think those who are not attended last class, I think you people are able to understand this. So those who are not there in the last class, could able to follow, please unmute your microphones and you can talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Sandesh, you are not there last class?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
You understood. Okay. Danush,
Yes, sir.
got it? Srinidhi?
Yes, sir. I'm getting it.
Okay, so please you have to practice because this module is very, very, very important because all the problems what you will going to get, it is an iterative process only. So first you have to understand the steps, the process steps, and you should use that process steps to solve the problems. Okay, so I hope you people are doing in your notebook or a sheet of paper, whatever it might be. So just please keep all these things with you. Okay. Yeah, so if you have any doubts, anybody, if you could not able to understand, please don't expect me that I will call everybody's name and I will ask. Please, if you have any doubts, anybody, let it be anywhere you find it difficult to understand, you can stop me and you can ask me the clarification. Okay. So now I hope you will got how you to get lambda 1 star. So lambda 1 star is the optimal step length, which is equal to 1. Now we obtain x2, the new point x2 is equal to x1 plus lambda 1 star into s1. So x1 is the starting point 0, 0 plus lambda 1 star, we have got it as 1 and s1 is minus 1, 1. So when you just do the matrix operations over here, so you're going to get it as minus 1, 1. So x2 is equal to minus 1, 1. Okay. Now, as delta f2 is equal to, that is gradient of f2 is equal to gradient of f of x2. So in the sense, substituting the value of x2, that is capital X2, minus 1, 1, means we are taking the x1 as minus 1, x2 as plus 1, and substitute all these two values in this gradient of a vector. So when you substitute this, then delta of f2, delta means gradient of f2. So gradient of f2 means it is that point, new point x2, new point x2. How you have got gradient of a vector, gradient of a function f at x1. Similarly, you are getting gradient of f2 at x2. Okay, so substituting x2 as minus 1 and 1 in this gradient function, so you will going to get it as minus 1, 1. Means substitute x1 as minus 1 and x2 as 1 in this gradient function. So when you put that, you will going to get it as minus 1, 1, which is not equal to 0, 0. Means finally you have to arrive at the starting point. Then we will say it is an optimum. Okay. So x2 is not optimum. So when x2 is not optimum, then we have to proceed to the step number 2. So where we are changing the iteration from I is equal to I plus 1. So now in the iteration 2, so what we do, we will going to set the new search direction, which is S2. So new search direction will be always the negative of a gradient of a function. So at present, the gradient of a function is at the point x2. So therefore, the new search direction S2 will be taken as minus of gradient of f. So which is equal to, so we have here the gradient of x is minus 1, 1. Negative of this means you are multiplying the negative sign or minus sign to this, you are going to get it as 1, 1. So this is the new search direction for the second iteration. To minimize f, that is function x2 plus lambda s2. So in the sense, so we need to minimize the second step, how we have done here in the first iteration. So second iteration also here. So f of x2 plus lambda 2 into s2 it is. So means x2 is what? 1, 1 plus lambda 2 it is. Lambda 2 into s2. Sorry, x2 is minus 1, 1 plus lambda into 1, 1. So when you use these things, so you will going to get what is the x2 is what here? x2 is minus 1, 1. I'm sorry. x2 is minus 1, 1 plus lambda 2 into s2. s2 is 1, 1. So when you substitute this and if you do the matrix operation, so you will going to get it as minus 1 plus lambda 2, comma 1 plus lambda 2. So here we are substituting x2 as minus 1, 1 plus lambda 2 into s2. s2 is 1, 1 here. So just using the matrix operation, so you can get the function f as minus 1 plus lambda 2, comma plus 1 plus lambda 2. So now substituting these values as x1 and this as x2. So x1 as minus 1 plus lambda 2 and x2 as 1 plus lambda 2 in the function. So you will going to get 5 plus lambda square, lambda 2 square minus 2 into lambda 2 minus 1. Okay. So I hope you people can do this. So are you following what I'm talking? So please, if you have any clarification, you have to do it. So only thing is you have to substitute x1 as minus 1 plus lambda 2 in this equation, that is function equation, the first equation, minimize f of x1, x2 they have given, no? Substitute minus 1 plus lambda 2 as x1 and 1 plus lambda 2 as x2 in this equation. Okay, so then you will going to get 5 lambda 2 square minus 2 lambda 2 minus 1. So this is the function what you will going to do. So now this equation needs to be differentiated with respect to lambda 2 to find out the optimum step length. So differentiating this equation with respect to lambda 2, so what you will going to get is 10 lambda 2 minus 2. 10 lambda 2 minus 2 and equating it into 0. So from that you will going to get what is lambda 2. Lambda 2 will be equal to 1 by 5. Okay, so that lambda 2 will be considered as an optimum step length for us. So lambda 2 star is equal to 1 by 5. So this is how you will going to get the second optimum step length. The process will going to be repeated. The first iteration how we did, the second iteration how we did. The process will keep on repeating here. So lambda 2, the optimum step length we have got, and hence x3 will be equal to x2 plus lambda 2 star into s2. So the new point, we are writing the new point as xi plus lambda I plus 1 into si. So x2 is what we have got here, minus 1, 1. Substitute it as minus 1, 1 plus lambda 2 star is 1 by 5, whereas s2 we have got it as 1, 1. Okay, so when you do the matrix operation for this, you will going to get it as minus 0.8 and 1.2. Okay, minus 0.8 and 1.2. So when you substitute this in the gradient vector, substituting x1 as minus 0.8 and x2 as 1.2 in the gradient vector. So gradient vector is this one, 1 plus 4x1 plus 2x2, 1 minus 1 plus 2x1 plus 2x2. If you substitute x1 as minus 0.8 and x2 as 1.2, so the resulting delta f, that is called delta f3, that is gradient f3. Gradient f3, what you will going to get it is 0.2 minus 0.2. So this is what you will going to get it. So now we have to check this gradient function or a gradient vector, whether it is becoming 0 or it is approaching 0. So in the second iteration also, we are not getting it as a 0. So therefore, we have to proceed to the next iteration. So in the next iteration, how we're going to do? So we're going to set S3 is equal to minus delta F3, which is equal to minus 0.2 or 0.2. So this is a continuous process. It is a never-ending process for us. So yeah. So in the third iteration, what we did, we have set S3 is equal to minus delta F3. S3 is equal to minus delta F3, which is equal to minus 0.2 and 0.2. So now we have to find out what is the optimal step length. So for that, so x3 plus lambda 3 into S3, which is equal to F into minus 0.8 minus 0.2 lambda 3, 1.2 plus 0.2 lambda 3. So what you are doing here is you are substituting x3. So what is x3? We have got is minus 0.8, 1.2. So minus 0.8 and 1.2, okay, plus lambda 3 into S3. What is S3? S3 we have got it as, yeah, minus 0.2 and 0.2. So then you have to do the matrix operation, and we will going to get this equation as minus 0.8 minus lambda 3, 1.2 plus 0.2 lambda 3. This is what the expression you are going to get. Now you have to substitute these values in the function, that is f of x1. So where you will going to get the equation as the 0.04 lambda 3 square minus 0.08 lambda 3 minus 1.20. So just like it is a quadratic equation for us. Okay. So that is by substituting x1 as minus 0.8 minus lambda 3 and x2 as 1.2 plus 0.2 x3 in the first function, either is a function f equation. So then you will be resulting function will be 0.04 lambda 3 square minus 0.08 lambda 3 minus 1.20. So now to find out the optimal step length, so again you have to differentiate this with respect to lambda 3. So when you differentiate this lambda 3 and equate it into 0, so you will going to get what is the lambda 3 star, that is optimal step length. So lambda 3 star, you will going to get it as 1 in this equation. Okay. So therefore, once we get the optimal step length, the next step is go to next point, new point x4. X4 will be equal to x3 plus lambda 3 star into S3, which is equal to, so x3 we have got it as, what is x3 we have? So previous step x3 we have minus 0.8 into minus 0.8 1.2. So minus 0.8 1.2 plus lambda 3 star we have got it as 1 and S3. So S3 was how much? Minus 0.2 and 0.2. So substitute all these things and do the matrix operation. So what you will going to get finally is minus 1 1.4 minus 1 1.4. Now substitute minus 1 as x1 and 1.4 as x2 in the gradient function. So when you substitute these values in the gradient function, then you are going to get the gradient of f at new point x4, which is equal to minus 0.2 minus 0.2. Again, this is not equal to 0. Okay. So when this is not equal to 0, then x4 is not optimum, and hence we have to proceed to the next iteration. So this is how the process will keep on repeating. See, sometimes some problems you may get the optimum solution, in the sense the gradient of a function at the new point may be converging and it may get optimum values, means it may go up to the what's happening. So even after 3 iterations, the values are not converging towards 0. Okay. So what at this point, what you can do is sometimes they will going to specify in the problem. So stop at the 3 iterations. See here, initially it was 1 minus 1. Okay. 1 minus 1. Now it has, initially it was 0, 0, sorry. It is 1 minus 1 in the second one. Then we have moved to the minus 1, 1. Okay. In the third iteration, we have minus 0.2, 1.2. And in the fourth step, what we have got is the minus 0.2 and minus 0.2. So it is almost converging towards the starting point 0, 0. But still not equal to 0. We need to get it as 0. So sometimes in the problem statement, they may ask you to restrict for only 3 iterations. So you can stop at this point if it is not converged. Okay. So if they ask you to that 4 iterations, again you have to proceed for the next iteration, taking delta F3 as minus S4, and then that is new search direction, and again you have to proceed the iterations similarly how we discussed for the 3 different iterations. So if you could not able to converge, or if you could not able to get the optimum values, so in this case you can stop. Because they are restricted only for the 4 iterations, you can stop. So if they are not specified anything, so better you do it minimum 3 iterations, and to get the optimum value, so further iterations needs to be continued, so that you can put it and you can stop. Okay, this is how we will go into complete the problem, because it's the iterative process. It is a numerical method concepts. So one point or other point it needs to converge. But it is a laborious, because you keep on doing the iterations only at one particular iteration, the value will converge. So that iteration you have to find it out. But how long you will going to put? So because it will carry only 8 to 10 marks in your exam. Okay. So better minimum you have to do 3 iterations until if they are not specified. If they are specified, go for the 4th iteration also. Then you can go. And of course, some textbook they use this convergence criteria also. So that is the following criteria can be used to terminate the iterative process, because it is a never-ending process. So therefore, some textbooks they make use of this convergence criteria, and they will go into terminate by using this. So that is when the change in the function values in 2 continuous iterations is very small. So function values, it is the gradient of F4 and gradient of F3 if you compare. So gradient of F3 and gradient of F4 is a continuous function. If their values are very small, then you can terminate. Okay, so that is what they say. And when the partial derivatives of f of r are very small, partial derivatives are very small. So these are the 2 convergence criteria. So that needs to be used. Okay, this is what the Cauchy's method. Okay, so or steepest descent method. So very important from the examination point of view. So you have to practice this. So let it be any kind of function, not an issue. So you should keep on practicing this. So minimum 3 iterations has to be performed. So if you do less than 3, you won't get marks. So you have to do minimum 3 iterations, and if required, you can go up to the 4th. So not beyond the 4th iterations, you should carry out. Okay. So if you want, you can use this convergence criteria, and you can terminate the iteration. That can also be done. Okay. So if you have any clarifications, any doubts, you can ask me, because tomorrow I will go for next gradient-based approaches. So you have to practice this. Okay. So before that, I will give another one problem. You can solve this problem, and you can try this problem. Sorry, just try this problem. So use the Cauchy's steepest descent method to minimize. So please make a note of this problem. Use Cauchy's steepest descent method to minimize f of x is equal to 4x1 square plus 3x2 square minus 5x1 into x2 minus 8x1. So please make a note of that. Starting from the point x1 is 0, 0. So please try this problem. Okay, I want the solution by tomorrow. Once you give the solution, then how many iterations you have got. So I want this first, and later also I will go to move for the next iterative process, gradient-based optimization method. Okay, so please make a note of that. Everybody wants to solve. I want people to solve this problem by today, and they have to get the solution by tomorrow. Okay. So once tomorrow I start the class, first I will check out for these values, then I will proceed for the next method. So I will just dictate once again. So f of x is equal to 4x1 square plus 3x2 square minus 5x1 into x2 minus 8x1. Starting from the point x1 is equal to 0. Okay. Hope you people will go to solve this problem by tomorrow. Right. So one important information I want to convey. I think Sir HOD sir might have shared in the WhatsApp group. So by Sunday, by 17th, I think we will be having second internal test. You have got this message, everybody?
No, sir.
No, not yet.
No, sir.
Not yet. Okay, I think yesterday they might have decided that by 17th, 18th, and 19th. So you will have a second internal test. So again, it is a multiple choice question. Same thing how you had done for the first test. Okay. So I think you will be having on 17th, 18th, and 19th. And the syllabus I will go into discuss by tomorrow. Okay. So till dynamic programming part 50% I have given. The remaining part I will go into do. And one important thing is I am adding the module 1 for this. So module 1, I just instructed for you to give the presentation, but still it is not happened, not an issue. But module 1. So please collect the materials and get it ready for that. Module 1, I will going to start for including for this test, second internals. Okay. So only for third internals, I will going to keep the module 3 and 4. Okay. So please keep it. So module 1 and the remaining part of the dynamic programming problem, it will be included for your second internal. I will going to tell completely the syllabus by tomorrow, but module 1, I am just adding this time. Okay, please keep it in your mind. Module 1, so please keep all the materials ready with you. Okay, and prepare for the second internal. Okay, so I think you may get it by maybe today or tomorrow. You may get the information regarding the test, but it is tentatively they have given a test from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, get ready. And any clarification, any doubts, you can ask me. Just the last 1 minute is the code for me. So if you have any clarification, you can talk to me. Please practice these problems. These problems are very important because definitely 1 or 2 methods will be given in your examination for solving this. If you don't have any problem, doubts or clarification, so then we can just wind up and please solve that problem what I have given.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you. We will meet tomorrow.
Bye, sir.